If you want to buy cheap, reliable NBA 2K19 MT, please go to dvdj.com. Use the code CRUSH, and if you're not familiar with the process, you can contact them on Twitter. Both links will be in the description. What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're continuing with our predicting the offseason series. One thing I do have to say as a Blazers fan, we're not getting swept this year. Okay, obviously I still want to win the series, but I'm just glad we won at least one game and not 0 like last year. But anyway, we are going to be predicting the Miami Heat's offseason today. Wearing a D Wade shirt today, just for the occasion. But D Wade is set to retire, and he's probably not going to retire in 2K. But we'll see if he does. He does not. Udonis Haslem does though. So we'll deal with that when we get to that point, because obviously D Wade will no longer be on the roster. But that's okay. So for the league meetings, we're going to reject all these. Now, I'm not sure what the Miami Heat are going to do this offseason. There's not a whole lot they can do because their contract situation with all the contracts they got are kind of bad. So there's not a lot of ways they can improve, but I do have some moves that I think that the Miami Heat could possibly do. And then do have the 12th pick in the lottery, which is good. And we got Eric Spoelstra. Obviously, not going to be fired. I think he's set. I think he's fine. He has been the coach there for a very long time. When we look at the roster, D Wade is set to be a free agent. And honestly, guys, I think what I'm going to do with D Wade, just because he is a retired player now, I'm just going to mess with his overall so he goes down. That way, no one gets him, because that way D Wade no longer plays. You know what I mean? So whatever team he goes to, he'll be like terrible, because we don't want to see him on another team, right? He's Miami's homemade guy. I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but no, he's from Miami, so we're gonna keep it like that. Not from Miami, but you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna keep it like that, and I'm gonna let him go anywhere else. And I'm gonna edit all of these, and then we'll start with the offseason predictions. Continuing with the offseason predictions, now that we took care of D Wade's overall, that way he won't be an impact anywhere else. But really, guys, what I'm like I said, they just have a bunch of players under terrible contracts, so there's not a whole lot they can do. I think there will be a couple options for them to trade some players, but other than that, I don't see a whole lot the Miami Heat can do. And one thing I do expect to happen this offseason is for Hassan Whiteside to be shipped out. I definitely think this is the offseason for it to get done. I'm sure there's a team out there that would be willing to take on Hassan Whiteside for a season. So when the Miami Heat pick at number 12, we could go look at what we got out here. We got Okapala, this guy, Kobe White. I think Justice Winslow is the long-term future at the point guard, though, for them. And then Kevin Porter Jr. I think I'm going to take Kevin Porter Jr. here at the shooting guard spot. They got rid of Wayne Ellington. I don't know who else is on the roster that as far as shooting guards. They got Dion Waiters, I guess, but I don't know, man. He came back this year and didn't really look the same. So I could definitely see the Miami Heat taking a shooting guard to try to fill that void now that what's-his-face is gone. Obviously, we can't replace him totally, but I'm going to take Kevin Porter Jr. here out of USC, 19 years old. That should be good. 6'6" shooting guard. We'll go with that. And then we'll send him to our next user pick, because I think we might. Nah, actually, I'm just going to send him in. I don't think we have another pick. So Kevin Porter Jr. there, looking 73 overall. Who would I want? I was thinking of someone else, but that's okay. Romero Langford, Kevin Porter Jr., I'll take it. So he probably, I don't know if he'll get many minutes this first season, but he probably will be a nice little prospect going into the future. Maybe I should have taken this guy. I don't know, but not bad. Rookie signing, let's go ahead and sign him up. Player options, we got Hassan Whiteside accepting, Goran Dragic accepting, Derrick Jones Jr., definitely a nice player here. Definitely wanted Klein Ryan Anderson. I thought that said Chris Dunn. I was like, when did Chris Dunn get on the Miami Heat? Qualifying offers none. So like I said, Miami will not be a huge factor in free agency, as you can tell with all the money we don't have. Negative $14.26 million. So let's go ahead and renounce everybody, even Dwayne Wade. Unfortunately, we have like no money, but the trade market should be good for Miami. I think one thing they should start to do is trying to get rid of Goran Dragic and Hassan Whiteside. So I think those are two candidates for Miami. They're going to try to trade them this offseason, and we're going to do that today. We're going to focus on just the young players we got on our roster. James Johnson is another player I could see them trying to trade, but I think he'll be a little bit more tougher to trade. So I'm gonna go with the two players that still have some production on their name, but maybe Goran Dragic won't be traded. But I know for a fact Hassan Whiteside, if they can find someone to take him, would be traded. I think that it is time. He started coming off the bench late in the season. I mean, it's just time for him to move on, really. So I don't know who would want to take him, but we're just gonna look around the league, see what makes sense. We got the Knicks, Isaac Bonga, Orlando Magic, Tim Hardaway, and the Mavericks. I could definitely see the Mavericks taking him if the Mavericks do strike out on everyone else. I could definitely see that because I know Mark Cuban wants to get a center next to Kristaps Porzingis. Alan Crabbe on the Nets, Mason Plumlee on the Nuggets, Aaron Holiday. They have Miles Turner, Jahlil Okafor, Tyler Johnson, Steven Adams. The Suns have DeAndre Ayton. Right, they have Karl-Anthony Towns. We have Nurkic when he's healthy, and it's Cancer who did ball out. I'm very happy about that. The Bucks have Brook Lopez. I expect them to re-sign him big time. I definitely think he'll be re-signed. I don't see the Bucks letting him walk at all. So I think the team that makes the most sense in this situation is Dallas. And the only way this happens is if Dallas, like I said, strikes out Marcus Cousins, Kemba Walker, and all these other players. They take on Hassan Whiteside for a year. See how it goes, and maybe Dallas will be set there, and then we will get Tim Hardaway in return. Maybe I could try to modify this deal a little bit because I really don't want Tim Hardaway. So is there any other big contract 1-year deals? Courtney Lee said if Tim Hardaway, because I will definitely do this. I just want to get rid of Hassan Whiteside. We just want him off our team, and we get maybe even 2 second-round picks out of it. I don't think Hassan Whiteside is worth a first-round pick. I just think that his career has gone so south that basically this is just going to be a 1-year trial for him wherever he goes. Like I said, Dallas, out of all those trades, made sense. I think the Lakers could do it, but I don't think the Lakers want to waste all their money on just Hassan Whiteside. Like I said, this only happens if Dallas strikes out on everyone else. So agree there. And now we got rid of Hassan Whiteside, letting Bam Adebayo play that huge center role. No longer having to worry about Hassan Whiteside breathing down his back, basically, for those minutes. So, and then Goran Dragic is another player I could see them trading, but I could also see them having him come off the bench for Justice Winslow, just because when they did play Justice Winslow at that point guard spot, it was working out pretty well. So we can see what's out there for Goran Dragic. I know Phoenix, there was rumors about Phoenix interested in him at one point, but a trade would really have to make sense if I were to do this. So let's see what's out there. We got Alex Len and a first-round pick. The Hawks, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Trey Jones, Cody Zeller. Like I said, I don't think Goran Dragic, it's going to be a little bit tougher to find a good trade for him. Mohamed Bamba on Orlando. Don't see that happening. The Nets, they have DeAndre Russell. Nuggets have Jamal Murray. Pacers. Pacers have Oladipo. If they really wanted to get desperate and get another score next to Oladipo, maybe, but how much does Aaron Holiday help us? And I don't know if they would want to trade Aaron Holiday. Pelicans, no. The Pistons, the Pistons played like crap yesterday. They didn't have Blake Griffin, but that's a bad sign going forward. So I don't know if they're going to clean house after this season or not, but man, that was embarrassing. I mean, I wish they had a little bit of a fight because that was just horrible. I mean, Milwaukee is really good, but still. So Phoenix is the one that makes the most sense to me, but based off the trade, I really don't think I'm going to trade Goran Dragic. So yeah, there's not a whole lot this Miami Heat team could do this offseason. Could probably sign a couple players under the qualifying offer. We got Goran Dragic, Deion Waiters, Kevin Porter Jr., and Courtney Lee. We got James Johnson or Justice Winslow, Josh Richardson, Kelly Olynyk, and James Johnson, Bam Adebayo. So yeah, not a whole lot can get done. Basically, Justice Winslow is going to play that point guard spot. Really, I'm just going to move him to the point guard because he's going to be playing point guard for us. And then we got Deion Waiters and Kevin Porter Jr. We got so maybe you start Deion Waiters again. I really don't want to. Josh Richardson and Derrick Jones Jr. Basically, that's how it's going to be. So we could sign a backup center, or we could sign a better starting power forward or something. So let's go look what we got. What can we offer? So when I look out there, we can have Rudy Gay, Marcus Morris Sr., who I think would be a good addition to this team if we could get him. Nikola Mirotic, Can't afford him. What about Marcus Morris Sr.? Can we afford him? We can't afford Marcus Morris Sr., who I think is a better starting power forward than Kelly Olynyk, in my opinion. So I might go with him. Might go get him real quick. That way we can have a little bit of an addition to this team. So let's try to get Marcus Morris Sr., who maybe could shine in Miami. 16 point for 3 years. I'm down with that. And then for center spot, backup center potentially for Bam Adebayo. We got Al Jefferson, Boban Marjanovic, Frank Kaminsky, Tyus, Willie Reed. Willie Reed did play for Miami at one point, didn't he? Yes, he did. Okay, that's what I thought. Joakim Noah, Joffrey Laverne, Robin Lopez, who did, played pretty well with Chicago. So maybe I could see Miami going with him for 1 season. But trade exception, definitely renounce that. Marcus Morris Sr. and Robin Lopez might be hurt. Additions this season, definitely Marcus Morris Sr. I'm not going to worry about Robin Lopez as much, but Marcus Morris Sr. is going to play that power forward role. So other than that, guys, really that's all we can do. There's not a whole lot this Miami Heat team can do this offseason. Not a ton of flexibility. Really, the trade market's going to be big for them to see if they want to make any changes. Maybe they trade a bunch of other players that I wasn't expecting, but I really don't expect this team to be doing much. Like, it's just the way it is. Unfortunately for Miami, they're just tied into so many contracts, and maybe after this season they can get rid of some of these contracts. I don't know, man. But Bam Adebayo, Justice Winslow, I think those are the kind of guys you're going to see kind of make some moves or make some. We got Goran Dragic going down, and overall we got Justice Winslow going down because I moved him to point guard. I'll probably move him back to small forward just because I'd rather see him at a 78 overall. It helps my psyche, so we'll do that. And then let's auto-gen them rookies because we're not doing another season. And like I said, Miami, it just sucks that D Wade's retiring because that's kind of the excitement for them. I really don't know who's going to step up on this roster now that he's going to be gone. And we're just going to see how it goes for them because really, like I said, tied up in so much money that they really don't have a lot of options. They really don't. So Kevin Porter Jr. just gave him some. Let's see what we got for point guard minutes. So we're going to run Justice Winslow back at the small forward spot. That way he goes back to a 78 overall. And then we'll fix this rotation. We got a 9-man rotation I want to run. So Goran Dragic is going to come off the bench for Justice Winslow. We're going to get Goran Dragic about 17 minutes for now. And Justice Winslow is going to run that point guard spot. De'Aaron Waiters at the shooting guard spot. Josh Richardson at that small forward spot. Marcus Morris Sr. here now. Bam Adebayo. Kelly Olynyk off the bench. James Johnson off the bench. And Derek Jones Jr. off the bench. So a lot of forwards off the bench, not going to lie. Goran Dragic as well. But we could bring Kevin Porter Jr. into the rotation and take James Johnson out, which actually I think I will do because I want to see this guy get some minutes. James Johnson's a little bit older in age. And like I said, we're probably going to try to move on from him eventually. So let's do that. Let's move Goran Dragic's minutes up quite a bit too. I'm going to give Derek Jones 17. And then let's give Kelly Olynyk about 21, and then give Goran Dragic 30 because he's going to be the 6th man, I think. So, yeah, that's basically the kind of rotation I could expect out of Miami. It could be something like this just to see. It's just more of a balanced attack. No good superstar. Winslow's going to still run that point guard spot. I expect him to have that point guard spot anyway just because it did work quite well. De'Aaron Waiters, let's see if he can come back and play as good as he did at that one point for Miami, and then maybe a key addition like Marcus Morris Sr. will help out a little bit, but not a whole lot of flexibility for Miami. So I'm gonna simulate this first season. Let's just see how this team does. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. It is the East, so they do have a shot, but let's see how they finish out. At the end of the regular season, James Harden is out here winning MVP. Zion Williamson is your Rookie of the Year on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think almost everybody does not want to see Zion go to Cleveland. I think this is the worst spot for him. 6th man goes to Willie Cauley-Stein on the Brooklyn Nets. Interesting. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Anthony Davis, and Most Improved goes to DeAndre Ayton and Brett Brown, Coach of the Year. So 2K's got Miami going 24-58. It's really hard to predict what Miami can do this offseason. So if you guys did not like how I did it, that's fine. I completely agree with you. I just realistically, I don't see how Miami can do a whole lot with their contract situation. They can't just 2K it and just trade every contract they have. That's just not how it works. They're gonna have to find trades, get creative, but there's no real good superstar on this team anymore. Maybe they're able to land one in the offseason. I don't know, but I don't know, guys. I don't know how it's gonna work for them. It'll be interesting to see how they do. But we got player stats. Here are the player stats. Marcus Morris Sr. led the way. That's a problem. So definitely gonna have to look for an all-star or something to this Miami Heat eventually. Probably maybe if they draft well, maybe they land one. But other than that, guys, we'll go ahead and simulate these playoffs and just see who wins here real quick, and then that'll probably be the end of the video. Like I said, Miami, they could be really good next year. What do you guys think? You guys expect them to fall off now that D Wade is gone, or do you expect them to get aggressive and definitely still be better next season? I honestly think there's a huge chance they fall off, but there's also that chance that they don't, and that they can be very aggressive next year. And definitely Cleveland, man, Zion Williamson is a cheat code. 2-1 for Cleveland, 2-2. If they beat Boston, I swear. If they beat, okay, they didn't. We got the Jazz, and the Jazz did lose last night. Fell asleep during that game, but the Jazz lost by like 22 at the end, so that was crazy. So like I said, Houston is very dangerous, man. But anyways, guys, thank you guys. This is Crushables. Peace.